The state wishes to make an opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. You may do so. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is a case solely based on decisions made by the defendant, Sandy Bryant. In life, we are all faced with hard decisions to make. We all make mistakes, but when making these mistakes, we must accept responsibility for those choices as well as the consequences. Last year, a student who attended Milton County High School died as a result of a drug overdose. To prevent any further death, Chief Raybarn decided that an undercover investigation was necessary to prevent any further death. Lieutenant Lindsay T. Therrell, principal of Milton County High School, allowed this investigation to take place. Chris Ewing accepted the hard assignment of finding suppliers at the school. Therefore, he enrolled that fall as a senior. Today, we are here because Sandy Bryant, the defendant, made a choice. Sandy Bryant made a choice. She decided that she was falling behind in the chemistry class and needed help, and made another choice. Made the choice to sell marijuana in exchange for $10. Today, you'll hear the defense say this is entrapment. You'll hear the defendant, Sandy Bryant, say this is blackmail. But ladies and gentlemen, this is not entrapment. Under Georgia state law, entrapment must consist of the deal originating with the arresting officer, the alleged victim must not be predisposed to commit the crime. Also, there must be undue influence. Today, the state has the burden of proof. But today, this is not a burden. We will present testimony that will show that there was no undue influence whatsoever on Chris Ewing's behalf. We will show that Sandy Bryant, the defendant, was indeed predisposed to commit the crime. We will also show that this agreement did not originate with Chris Ewing. Sandy Bryant had options not to make this transaction between her and Chris Ewing, but still decided to go along with it. And today, I assure you that at the conclusion of this trial, you will see that there was no entrapment. I'm sorry, prosecution, but I would defend like to make another statement.
Yes, Your Honor. May I please the court, opposing counsel, members of the jury. Persuasion is often more effectual than force. This quote by Aesop relates directly to the case that is before us today. My client, Sandy Bryant, a hard-working student and potential scholarship winner, was well on her way to the University of Georgia because of her good grades and firm determination. Undercover police officer Chris Ewing was well on his way to shattering these dreams. You will see that if not for the coercion and persuasion by Officer Chris Ewing, Sandy Bryant would have avoided entrapment, never have provided Officer Ewing with marijuana, and would not be on trial today. Good afternoon. My name is Lindsay Harder, and I, along with my co-counsel Brady Nora and Bridget Harris, will represent the defendant, Sandy Bryant, in today's case. Today, the state has the burden to prove, beyond a reasonable doubt, that Sandy Bryant was not entrapped in providing Officer Ewing marijuana. However, the evidence will show that the delivery of marijuana, the idea of the delivery of marijuana originated with Officer Ewing, not with Sandy. Also, you will see that Sandy's conduct was induced directly by Officer Ewing's undue persuasion and deceit. And further, you will see that Sandy had no predisposition to sell marijuana. Today, the state will be unable to meet their burden of proof. Sandy Bryant was determined to receive a scholarship from Pete Canal, the corporation with whom she was employed. She was determined to keep her grades up and her record clean as it had been all through high school. Studious and hardworking, Sandy did not have much time for a social life. And when she became acquainted with Officer Ewing, she welcomed his friendship with trust and very little skepticism. The evidence will show that Officer Ewing took advantage of this trust and friendship and used an assignment in chemistry as leverage in his undercover operation. The evidence will show that through Officer Ewing's persuasion and deceit, he entrapped Sandy into providing him with marijuana. Members of the jury, the evidence will show that the state's case is filled with inconsistencies and reasonable doubt. The evidence will show that Principal Brazell is simply waiting to retire, in his own words, to become a triple dipper, and that his attention to detail at Middletown High School is lacking. Furthermore, the evidence will show that Officer Ewing conducted a sloppy investigation, failing to document even the most basic details about his own case, and that the single piece of evidence that he claims will corroborate his testimony is missing. Moreover, the evidence will show that the state's witness, Jeff Bestertester, is here today simply trying to save his own hide. Approximately 2 weeks before Sandy was set up, Jeff Bestertester was arrested with possession with the intent to sell marijuana. And the evidence will show that Jeff Bestertester's credibility is compromised due to the deal that he made with the state. And finally, we will bring Sandy Bryant to the stand, and she will tell you that due to some unfortunate personal circumstances, she had begun to fall behind her chemistry class. Sensing her predicament and feeling the mounting pressure to make an arrest before his deadline, Officer Ewing convinced Sandy that unless she provided him with marijuana, she would not receive a lab report that greatly influenced her final grade of chemistry. Sandy felt trapped. She felt that if she did not provide Officer Ewing marijuana, that her scholarship would be in jeopardy, and further, her future would be uncertain. Today, through the testimony of the defense witnesses, you will see that Sandy Bryant was the true victim in today's case. Terry Chips, Sandy's cousin and employer, will testify to his observations of Officer Ewing desperately trying to meet his deadline to make an arrest before his undercover operation was set to end. Both Mr. Chips and McKinley Beckham will tell you of Sandy's reputation as a nearly perfect student and how it's completely out of character for Sandy to have any involvement in illegal drugs. Members of the jury, we ask you today to simply listen to the testimony of all the witnesses brought before you. At the conclusion of the case, my co-counsel Bridget Harris will return to you and remind you of the persuasion used by Officer Ewing, a persuasion that proved to be more effectual than force, to entrap Sandy and provide him with marijuana. She will ask that you return with a verdict of not guilty. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hardy. Statement called for first witness.
Yes, Your Honor. The state call officer, of course, you'll be the same.
Please, sir, if you would, speak to my right and see what you've been sworn. Good afternoon. You may be seated, make yourself comfortable, and you may adjust the microphone as you need to, so that will be used.